But anyways, we digress there. Let's go ahead and move on to the second topic. Now, this game wasn't perfect, Sammy. I think we saw 45 minutes of a full Utah game. They were 15 minutes shy of playing an entire game of Utah football, so there was some bad.
I would say actually like 7 minutes shy, in my opinion, because the defense played pretty well in the fourth quarter, with the exception of that the touchdown drive and stuff. But it was the fullest Utah football game we've had all season, and I will say I'm very grateful for that, because it's progressively we're getting more and more of a game. USC, it was like we probably played like a quarter. Washington, we played a half. Oregon State, we played 3 quarters. So maybe when we play 3 quarters and some change, maybe idea. Maybe when we play Colorado, we'll play a full game, and we'll make them, give them an L, and crush their hopes.
Well, they're playing a real team this next Friday. Excuse me. They're playing a real team.
Boom. Okay, so what was bad for Utah? We'll just jump, because even though there was a lot of good, there was also some bad. Okay. That first quarter was rough. I will say that, with like scoring wise, 3 field goals. That's not ideal. That's not fun. That's not good. It took me back to those years when Utah couldn't score a touchdown and we just settled for field. It was like PTSD shock, and I didn't like it. And I think a lot of it is on Bentley in this case, because he overthrew Brandt wide open in the end zone, and then he missed Brandt on the other end zone on the ensuing drive. So it's like, there's that, like, bro, like, just take a little bit off those balls, especially the one in the north end zone. That one, Brandt had all the space. He had beat the guy who was covering him. Just take a little bit off of it. A little bit off of it, and Brandt comes out with 7. And Cole is very happy. Like, that's not good. Like, that was my thing. But, like, other than that, did Bentley look terrible? No. Did he look good? Also, no, but he looked better. He looked better. I will say, him not turning over the ball was fantastic, but I also will give Oregon State props, because there was 2 times that he should have thrown interceptions.
Yes.
There were 2 very bad ones that should have been interceptions, but the Oregon State defenders could not come down with it.
Yeah, props for being in the right place, but I don't know how they dropped those. I mean, I think they both hit the guy in the chest.
One in the chest, and then the other one, I think it hit him like square in the hands, which my dad says is like the worst place to get hit when you're playing football, is right in the hands. Like, come on. Like, I know you guys do tip drills, like, bring it down. I'm not saying that I wanted Bentley to be picked off, but also, like, you got to get Oregon State. You got to bring those down.
Well, let me just explain how it went in the press box last night. So I can't tell you how many times the entire press box erupted in laughter at some of the decisions and the poor throws Bentley made last night. 2 of those being overthrowing the ginormous Brandt Keithy in the end zone wide open. He didn't throw an interception, but to be honest, like we said, there should have been 2. He also just made bad decisions from time to time. You know, I feel like there are certain plays where Bentley picks out who he's going to pass to from the beginning, and he doesn't waver from that decision, even if guys are wide open. And we've seen this throughout the season where, you know, there might be a design play that you're supposed to get the ball to Covey or Thompson or Keithy, but there's usually 3 or 4 other receivers that are open, and he's not going to them. There's even a few times where Ty Jordan was open, you know, off to his left or to his right with space to run, and instead he throws into double coverage, and the ball gets tipped or knocked down to the ground. And those are times that they're just laughing, because it's like, dude, you are a senior. You played in the SEC. Come on. There's got to be better decisions made there.
Here's my thing also, is we've been burned by him so much this point, like all the season already, is I shouldn't get fear when he drops back to throw a deep ball. But I have that. I hold my breath, I clench up, like I was like hiding behind my laptop last night. Like, I shouldn't be scared when he drops back to go throw a deep ball. I shouldn't be afraid. But he has thrown into double coverage and proven time and time again that he won't make a smart decision.
Oh, I think it's worse when he's got great protection and he has more time. because
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
because I think every time he's like, "All right, I got the protection. I'm going deep, and I'm not thinking about it, and I'm just throwing the football."
Also, can we get Solomon Enos involved more? That's my other thing. That
Was
was bad.
Thompson active last night?
Thompson was active, but he was just not like 100%.
Mm.
So Thompson was active, same with Nakua, but the two of
Yeah.
them were kind of like not 100%. But
Yeah.
can we get Solomon Enos involved more? Please. I love him.
Well, we kind of swapped targets this week, right? I mean, the previous week I feel like it was mostly Thompson, some to Keithy, but this week it was Keithy and Covey.
So let's like take that and let's put in the atmosphere that we want Solomon Enos to have a big game against Colorado. Let's put that out into the atmosphere, into the universe, because maybe it'll happen. Because it happened last week with you talking about Covey.
Yeah, keys to victory. They're right here. Whit is just watching this and taking everything I say.
He's like, oh, kid. He said we need to throw it to Covey.
So a couple other things that I feel like Utah struggled with. The defense gave up way too many yards on the ground, and the star running back Jefferson didn't even play. They gave up 229 yards on the ground, and to me, I think a lot of it, the D-line just seemed to be getting pushed around, and there were several big gaps and holes that kept opening up, and they were running the football for 10, 15 yards, and quite a few of those too were even broken pass plays where the quarterback just, they overcommitted, I feel like, on a blitz, and he was just able to run around, and he's going off for 15, 20 yards. So that was unacceptable. And then another thing was Utah couldn't convert a third down to save their life in the fourth quarter. It's like all of the energy got sucked out of the offense as soon as Covey returned that punt. They didn't do a darn thing, and Coach Whit was not happy about it in the post-game press conference. I mean, it potentially could have cost them the game. Your defense got to stop with less than 3 minutes left in the game, and you couldn't finish the game there. The defense had to come back onto the field and stop another fourth down for you to win the football game. Now, absolutely props to the defense. That was fantastic, and that's why, in close situations, Utah's probably going to trust their defense to stop rather than the offense to finish out the game. But
can we just also, side note, can we talk about how prior to the season we said that this defense isn't going to win games for Utah? Utah's offense is going to win the game. And last night was the polar opposite of that. It basically was like a Utah team from years past where the defense came out and won the game.
When I feel like it was that, like, it was the defense's game to lose last week as well, when the offense didn't score a single touchdown. I mean, the touchdown for Covey in the second half, that was our first touchdown of the second half in the entire season. That's 3 games wild. In. That's the offense has got to step up and do more. And I think it is contingent, like the rest of the season, the games, the offense has got to be better. And I don't know if last night is good enough, playing Colorado and then whoever we end up playing, whether it's Washington State or Oregon in that final game.
Yeah.
But the offense has got to be better, or else Utah's going to end up, 1 in 4?
Yeah. The last thing I want to add before we jump to the third and our I'm the most excited for topic is penalties. Oh my God. The penalties, especially on the defense last night. What was going on? What was that? That was so not good. It was anyways. But then can we talk about how Devin Lloyd got an unsportsmanlike conduct for celebrating Britain Covey's touchdown? Because that was a little upsetting.
I wanted to, in the post-game press conference, ask him what he did to deserve that, because I didn't see it.
It was a stupid call. It was very much, it wasn't the same thing as when Moss got his unsportsmanlike conduct last year, but it was kind of like a what kind of happened moment. But the last thing I want to address really fast is remember when Mika Tafua ended up dropping into coverage and the Oregon wide receiver like dropped a ball wide open and like on the 5-yard line or something. And I like texted you. I was like, did Mika just drop into coverage? Like, what was that? Like, that's not bad, but that's just like a what moment kind of happened.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird. Like, that was a busted play. Like, Oregon State could have scored on that, but shout out to Mika.
Yeah, it's just, these are small things, right? These are just small bits of execution that can be just a little bit better, and it eliminates the problem. I mean, the penalties just killed the defense and almost gave Oregon State an opportunity to win the football game. But, you know, I'm sure it's something that will be addressed. And, you know, Coach Witt talked about that last night. He said, that's on us. We as a coaching staff have got to be better in making sure that these guys are making the right decisions and not making those small little mistakes that build up and build up and build up. And
that could break the back of the team.
Yeah, that end in disaster.